Okay, welcome back. As a student, parent, or teacher, have you ever wondered if exams are really helping students? Today, I will review what many people don't know about exams and how we can fix it. Now imagine this. Your child studies for weeks, memorizing pages of information for an exam. Well, they get a good grade, but a week later, they barely remember anything. Do you know people actually forget approximately 70 to 80% of what they memorize within 24 hours if they don't reinforce the learning? So if exams are supposed to help students learn, why does most of what they memorize disappear so quickly? Is the system really built for students to succeed, or is there something more to it? So here's a simple question for you. Why the system won't change? We just need to follow the money. Then you realize it's basically a story of profit and power. Let's take a step back and think about why exams dominate our education system. If we look at the bigger picture, it's clear that exams are not just about learning. They are also a massive industry. In many Asian countries like Hong Kong and South Korea, many students wake up at 6 in the morning, spending a full day at school, then head straight to tutorial centers until late at night. Parents pour the savings into extra lessons, hoping their children will get ahead. In fact, South Korean parents spent 80% of public school courses on private tutoring. In China, tutoring centers were 100 billion renminbi industry. If exams were truly designed to help students learn, why is there such a massive business built around them? Who really benefits? Students? Or the billion-dollar industry profiting from their stress? Now, let's think about how the government manages education. Imagine a world where every student's progress is measured not just by a number, but by their creativity, teamwork, and real-world problem-solving skills. Sounds really great, right? But that would require smaller class sizes, more individual attention, and a complete shift in teaching methods. Instead, standardized exams allow governments to rank students easily, labeling them as distinction, good, pass, or fail, then move them through the system efficiently. That's the quickest way to assess large number of students without spending extra resources. In Finland, where the student-teacher ratio is just 1 to 12, schools focus on creativity and problem solving. Meanwhile, in countries like China, with a 1 to 40 ratio, exams becomes the easiest way to mass assess students. So here's something to think about. Is our education system designed for real learning or just for convenience? Think about the most successful people you know: entrepreneurs, artists, problem solvers. Did they get there by memorizing textbooks or by thinking out of the box? The education system keeps telling students that exams are the key to success. But in reality, the highest paying jobs of the future required creativity, adaptability, and critical thinking. The PISA result showed that Finland ranked higher than China in collaborative problem-solving skills, despite China's dominance in math and reading scores. The World Economic Forum lists critical thinking as a top job skill, yet many school systems still relied on the rote learning. Of course, exams have their places. They help set national standards, but should they come at the cost of students' creativity, problem solving, and real-world skills? If today's world values creativity and adaptability more than test scores, why are schools still preparing students for an outdated system? Shouldn't education be about preparing for life, not just exams? I once taught a student who was full of ideas and loved storytelling, but when it came to exams, she basically hated and felt stressful. The pressure crushed her creativity. She spent hours memorizing formulas, only to forget them the next day. And she's not alone. 90% of students report that stress disrupts their studies, and 42% skipped tests due to anxiety. And this is not just numbers. This is real lives, real stress, and real burnt out. So ask yourself, is this pressure truly helping students succeed, or is it holding them back? So today I was teaching a year 4 student who loves drawing. Instead of simply memorizing those adjectives words I gave her, I asked her to think creatively, matching those adjectives to objects and then drawing them. She was engaged, excited, and most importantly, she remembered what she learned far better than if she had just studied and memorized words. Later, we expanded the exercise. She used the adjectives she just learned to create sentences, reinforcing the connection between the vocabularies and the real-world usage. Students who memorize for exams often forget everything right after the test. But when learning is engaging and interactive and related to their life experience, the knowledge stays with them forever. Shouldn't education be about truly understanding and applying knowledge rather than just passing a test? So what can we do about it? The key is to find the right balance. Exams are important, but so is understanding and applying knowledge. Instead of pushing memorization, encourage your kids to ask why, how, instead of just what, to foster their creative thinking skills. And remember this, if enough parents demand change, school will have no choice but to listen. Do you know that in China, yes, in China, there was a time when parents forced the government to reduce excessive homework. You can just search the news on Google and you will find out. When parents and educators united, real change is possible. Also, please parents, you have to support the teachers who prioritize problem solving and creativity. Push for project-based assessment alongside exams, and stop judging success only by grades. A well-rounded education should prepare students for life, not just for exams. Exams will always be part of education, but do they have to come at the cost of real learning? You have more power than you think. Start small, start today. Challenge the idea that memorization equals intelligence. The future of education isn't about removing exams. It's about making them work for students, not against them. If you agree that education needs a better balance, share this video. Let's start the conversation. Remember, knowledge is the key to change, and truth is our power. You can subscribe to this channel to learn more about the reality of modern education and how we can shape a better future for our kids. Actually, it's not just for our kids, but for us as parents too. Okay, I'll see you soon.